All right, so next up here we have a 2024's tax shooter to watch, alaraprime. So at first glance, it would be easy to call Fall Damage Studios' upcoming shooter alaraprime cookie cutter. Looks like Valorant, plays like Counter-Strike 2, and features many mechanics inspired by Rainbow Six Siege 2. But to dismiss the game based on its resemblance to the competition would be a mistake. After all, many games have found success by borrowing liberally from established success stories. The important part is innovation in equal measure. alaraprime certainly does that. It takes the best elements of those aforementioned tax shooters, the plant defuse gameplay loop, precision shooting, and emphasis on team play, and packages them in a very unusual 4v4v4 format. This recipe has piqued my interest ever since its initial reveal last year, and I finally had the chance to check it out in an extended closed playtest. Boy, was I impressed. The following preview is supported by excerpts from a brief interview with Dan Vaderland, game director and Fall Damage COO, who took the time to respond to some of my questions about alaraprime over the past week. alaraprime is still very early in development. It's a pre-alpha, in fact, even though it's technically had that tag for over a year and is several builds beyond the very first playtest in 2022, which carried that same denotation. Still, during this latest playtest session, there were only two maps, Oasis and Reactor, the latter of which is void of proper artwork and very much still on the drawing board. Before diving into the maps, though, let's start from the top and drill into what alaraprime is and how it plays. As I've already mentioned, alaraprime is a 4v4v4 game in which two opposing attacking teams fight towards a defended uplink to which they must upload data. As an attacking team, you locate the uplink site, then upload and wait until a timer ticks down to win the round. The inclusion of a third team introduces a dynamic layer of strategy and unpredictability, ensuring that every match is a unique and thrilling experience. We believe our game will attract players from Valorant, CS, and Siege, offering them a new and exciting challenge.
Looks like Valorant.
That they can't get anywhere else. In essence, while we are taking a lot of inspiration from the best games in the genre, we are dedicated to crafting an original and captivating game experience that will challenge players from all corners of the tactical shooter community. Given there are two attacking teams, in theory, both can work together to breach the defenders, but that rarely happens. More often than not, they're attacking from opposite sides and either meet on site once the defenders are taken care of or flank each other while other fighting is going on. Whoever's left has the opportunity to go and claim the uplink and upload to try and win the round, while the defenders attempt to cling on. alaraprime does shooting the old-fashioned way. Like Valorant, Counter-Strike, weapons are accurate from hipfire. Hallelujah, finally, another modern shooter that doesn't insist on players aiming down sights, which franchises like Call of Duty and Battlefield made an industry standard over a decade ago. As a result, in combination with a lack of run and gun and punishing recoil, alaraprime is a shooting experience that puts a focus on precise crosshair placement. There's a spray pattern, but the low time to kill rewards players who can keep their cool and dance in a strafe, shoot, strafe manner. This all makes for a high skill ceiling that tax shooter enthusiasts will love. If I could nitpick, I'd actually like to see the dev team lean further into this, an even lower time to kill, a faster fire rate, and less ADS moving forward. CS and Valorant have some of the best gunplay of any tax shooters, so I don't see a reason not to follow suit. There's every chance shooting and movement mechanics will continue to be tweaked in the build-up to launch, though, and Vaderland told me, while we are pleased with the overall feel, we understand that the nuanced manner and the job is never really done. It is going to be a process of continuous refinement and polishing. Just to give you an example, in the past week alone, we were fine-tuning specific aspects such as air control, and prior to that, we were meticulously adjusting the accuracy window during counter-strafing. We are also in the middle of adding a better camera shake behavior to improve the feel of shooting and recoil. Gadgets in alaraprime will have a huge role to determine the outcome of a round. You can't expect to win without effectively using them both individually and in synergy with your buddies. That means learning how That means learning how. And in alaraprime, there are a lot of gadgets, possibly too many. Smoke, flash, and HE grenades are familiar enough from other tech shooters, but others require more trial and error to understand. Some reveal enemies, others provide a stealth blanket to ghost behind enemies and launch surprise attacks. All in all, there's a plethora of attacking utility, and then the added layer of various equipment one can use to seal off uplink sites as a defender, too. Oh, more or less every weapon in the game has a secondary fire mode that each has unique offensive properties as well. Thankfully, very few of these utility pieces are directly used for killing enemies. Gunplay always fills front and center, and precision shooting typically decides 1v1 encounters. But it has to be said that there's a lot. I can see it being a big barrier for tech shooter newbies. Compared to games like Valorant, though Riot Games' popular shooter has 20 or so agents with unique abilities to learn, they're all pretty intuitive and access is restricted to all of them as part of its progression loop. alaraprime is a class-based game in which one is presented with a whole lot of gadgetry right from the off. It occurs to me when playtesting a game like alaraprime, everyone involved is a blank slate. We were all experimenting and limit testing, equally clueless. That won't be the case in the initial weeks after alaraprime's full launch, when newcomers will struggle to find their footing against more experienced players. You could say the same of any game, I suppose, but when there are this many gadgets thrown on top of its unfamiliar 4v4v4 layout and precision shooting, I can see players getting overwhelmed. Our plan is to have ranked play available right from the full launch of alaraprime. However, we are considering a brief initial period during which we collect skill data to ensure the most accurate matchmaking experience before officially enabling the feature. Ranked play is a fundamental aspect of our game, and we are committed to delivering it as an integral part of the overall alaraprime launch. alaraprime's 4v... there's not much. Just saying that it presents challenges to map design because it's a 4v4v4 game instead of it being like a traditional 3-lane map. They have to. So there's two. I've watched some gameplay of this, right?
I got the trailer in here 3 months ago. There's a trailer.
Okay.
Fall Damage Studio, for real, Tim the Tatman. Like this is.
I know, right?
They're out of Sweden, Stockholm.
It's former DICE developers. So people that worked on the Battlefield games, some of them went to work on the finals. Some of them went to work on this alaraprime.
It looks good. It's like, what was the game?
Valorant.
Without the powers.
Yeah. You have gadgets instead of powers.
Come on.
Yeah.
What we doing?
Yeah. I do think that this is very interesting. 4v4v4, nice. 2 attacking teams, 1 team defending, which is wild.
Problem. It's only on PC right now. It's only on Microsoft.
Yeah. Well,
they're gonna have to open that up. They've only got 1,000 people that sub to them on YouTube. They got 1,000 on Twitter.
Yeah,
it's small.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
we're gonna have to hit some. They got to get on consoles. Have to.
And that was one of the things that I was going to bring up.
Have to.
Do you guys feel, because
it'll kill the game?
You think?
If they don't go console.
With it being a very, very competitive tactical shooter.
They're running it as a competitive shooter. They're like this. There's going to be tournaments.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When you watch the trailer, it's like, oh yeah, this is.
Yeah, this is for all day. Real. Yeah.
Like.
Right.
Okay, so I see where you're coming from there.
Yeah. Are they going to? Because I guarantee you, right now, since
Valorant's not on console, right?
No, and neither is Counter-Strike. Siege is available on both, but you can't do crossplay on it unless you're playing the same input method.
Well, there's no fucking aim assist in tournaments. That's what they're saying.
Right. So Valorant, because I've seen people play Valorant with a controller on Steam. So but they don't have controller input as a method to be able to play the game. So, but it's the same way on console with Rainbow Six Siege, right?
There's probably no aim assist on that game.
So
none at all. No, yeah.
I would say. I mean,
yeah.
So it can be done. I mean, hell.
Yeah. But this type of game will be something that will be that they won't do crossplay on it. There's no way because of
the competitive nature.
And if controllers don't have aim assist, then the mouse and keyboard's going to win. Like it's a one shot headshot. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there's no way
it's hip fire, dude. You don't have to aim inside. Like it's the trailer's here. I mean,
yeah. I've watched a lot of gameplay. Yeah. If y'all want to peep it, we can do it. What do y'all think?
It's only a minute.
So I definitely have a feeling that they're wanting to compete directly with Valorant here.
Yeah,
and Counter-Strike,
it looks like Valorant.
You know? Yeah.
It does.
So it's going to be interesting when this comes out. If the time to kill wasn't so fast and it wasn't like, if it didn't lean as heavily into the tactical shooter nature of the game, then it would probably be opened up. It probably would be crossplay and all that stuff. So that leads us to this question. This is where I'm going to jump off. After reading the article, watching the trailer, all this kind of stuff, seeing the 4v4v4 gameplay, the tactical aspect of it, Corey, do you think that they should lean heavily into like their Valorant CSGO, roots here and try to compete directly with those guys, or change the TTK, change some of the weapons up, make it crossplay, release it on console, give it controller support, and try to appeal to a more broad audience?
It's a tough call, man. Because they have some pretty good, they have some pretty solid people that play PC that enjoy games like this. So you could get a really good player base if you offer something that like makes your game stand apart from the games that you're competing with.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want like
trying to do numbers,
if you want numbers with a minimal amount of work, then you need to go crossplay.
More consoles and PC.
Yeah.
But like I said, there are a lot of PC players that enjoy these games that play it very competitively, not just casually.
Yeah.
So you just got to make that game stand apart. It can't be just a Valorant clone. It's got to be like people got to play this game and be like, oh, this is way more than just a clone of those games.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like the 4v4v4 nature where you have two attacking teams and one defending team is enough to set itself apart in the world of Counter-Strike and Valorant?
I think so. That in itself is just a whole new. You gotta wonder how it works, especially if there's two attacking teams and one defending team. What advantages is the defending team gonna have against that? Because you're gonna have to have a few advantages if it's 4v8.
Yeah, I think that they have the siege defend round, like
comeback mechanic.
Well, it's like on Siege, whenever you're defending,
you have time to set up.
Yeah, you're able to put walls up.
You get in early. It's like, all right, let's set it up.
Yeah. So, what do you think, Garbo?
I think I've never played CSGO or Valorant, but the game.
But you've seen people play,
and I'm kind of. Yeah, but I've also missed the hip firing. Like the hip firing.
I love hip fire
aspect of it. Like I kind of miss that. Like Halo was really good at that. Like back when Halo 1 was like the game. You didn't really have an aim outside besides the pistol and the sniper rifle. But
that kind of stuff makes me feel like old school, like Unreal and Quake and stuff, where it's all hip fire.
Love it.
Yeah, bring back a little nostalgia.
Yeah. I think that this is interesting. I'm not sure if the thing is like, other than already established IPs, the only IP, in my opinion, in a lot of people's opinion, that has actually like successfully kept a player base is Valorant.
Valorant is huge.
Yeah, in the past,
especially with young people.
Yeah. I'd say within
the past, CSGO is too
huge.
Yeah. So to me, it's like, why are you going to? I understand that you have a really cool idea. I understand that like you're approaching it in a different way. I get that. I respect that a ton. Why are you wanting to compete with something that you're not going to be able to pull a healthy player base from to your
Valorant
game?
People are going to play Valorant.
Right.
Yeah,
And
it's
there's
pretty well
like there's
cornered the
like a
market
lot of
there.
like you'll see like these chick streamers that play Valorant.
Yeah, a lot of
And
them.
there's a lot of them.
A lot of
And
them.
they love fucking Valorant, man. They just love that game.
Yeah.
And you'll watch them play it, and it's like, yeah, I mean, it takes forever to fucking win a game.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Yeah. But I get the appeal of it, but I don't know, man. They might be shooting themselves in the foot. But
Where's the tournaments?
Valorant has tournaments all the time.
Are they as big?
Yeah.
I mean, but they could be bigger.
Well, I mean, the Valorant player base is
It's
so
huge.
massive. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not gonna. I mean, with their little 1,000 YouTube people and 1,000.
Yeah. So right now, currently online playing Valorant is 750,000 people.
Wow, that is crazy.
With
3
20
million people.
That is crazy.
with 23 million active players within the last 30 days.
Holy shit.
So I understand you're looking at this as a business person. You're looking, they're maintaining at 1 a.m. on a Sunday morning, 750,000 players. Yeah.
Yeah.
We want a
But
piece of
you
that.
got to think
pie.
about this. We're not playing that game, and I'm thinking about playing this one.
But
I kind of
mean,
want to play that game over Valorant because I'm like, yeah, fuck the powers.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to get hit with a windstorm. What's happening? I don't know. When I watch it, I'm like, what is that?
Yeah. But yeah, it's very interesting, and things could change. This is still an alpha. This is pre-alpha. They've done a recent test. I've watched a lot of videos that's came out in the last year of people playing this. It looks fun. It looks interesting. I think it's going to be.
They all say they love it.
Yeah.
Everybody that plays it, I was on there looking at YouTube. They're like, this game, you're sleeping.
Yeah.
This is the shit.
Yeah. It's
Okay. It might be the next.
Yeah.
Definitely looks interesting.
Yeah.
And it's
And
cool.
I like Rainbow Six Siege.
I've never played
if
Valorant,
It has
but-
that feel to it too. Like
I
I'll
watched
probably
Griffin
get
play
into
it. Okay. Took a long time.
Yeah, right. I'm excited. So this is going to be 2024. I'm not sure if they plan on releasing the game. They might do like a closed beta.
They got to
An
get
open
on console,
beta.
man.
Yeah, but even if they
That's-
do, then it's going to be hard restricted to inputs.
Oh.
That's the thing. It's going to be like Siege. So
Have to do it. I mean,
yeah, but I think that
but Valorant's huge and it's PC only.
yeah, but that's
700,000.
But think about it this way though. Valorant is pulling all of those people that are like not only just PC gamers but grew up playing COD, grew up playing Counter-Strike, doesn't want the new experience that they're
Counter-Strike
offering.
crew.
Yeah. They're wanting to pull it over into that. They want something different because they want to play only the input that they're playing against. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't want to deal with the aim assist issues. They don't want to deal with the hackers. They don't want to deal with all this stuff, all these weird gray areas that everybody's been
Acronis.
arguing about. Yeah. Those people don't want to deal with it. That's why you've got
They would aim with
23
their arm.
million people that's playing Valorant.
That's wild that number's that high.
And then like, what's Counter-Strike 2? Like, hold on.
Oh, dude. And there's people like making money. You can like open a thing and get a gun or a skin that's worth like 20 grand.
Yeah.
What?
So
It's just crazy.
It is.
yeah. So Counter-Strike 2 a minute ago had 662,000
That is
people playing
wild.
it
How old is that game?
with a 24-hour peak of over 1 million. Well, this is going there. I think they're lumping everything because this is going back to
Sure.
July 2012. So I think they're lumping all of their Counter-Strike
2 release
IPs.
date.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh. Counter-Strike 2 was September 27th, 2023.
Yeah. So I
That's
think
when that dropped. Okay.
I think they're lumping all of their
Oh,
It's
got
stuff
a
together.
2.0 Google review.
Yeah.
Not looking good for Counter-Strike 2.
Yeah.
So they're all probably going back to the original Counter-Strike and they're like, well, all my shit's here. And Because they'll open a camo on, and I don't even know how that works.
Yeah.
You'll just see them open a knife skin, and they're like, "It's worth 40 grand." It's like,
Yeah,
where?
It's like, what?
Who?
Yeah.
Who's doing this?
How?
They have an online marketplace that you can sell that stuff.
Well, it's wild.
Yeah, it is. But alaraprime, it looks good. I'm interested to see the progress of this game. I'm going to keep an eye on this from now because they've got to drop a beta.
I followed everything.
Yeah, they've got to drop a beta by the end of this year to be relevant. And then they've got to make a firm decision. If they're going to stick with the tac shooter and be PC only, then sure, they may get some of that market share. They're not going to get a lot of it.
There.
Yeah. So, I mean, you've got 600.
Valorant's doing it, so
yeah.
I mean, it can be done.
Yeah. So we'll see. But I think that like this would be interesting if they did decide to either pivot and make it more of a accessible tactical shooter or put it on everything.
Well, it's finally the 4v4v4 game, and it's like PC only. And it's like, come on, motherfucker. Like,
yeah, right.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Some people got more than 3 friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Or 2.
Yeah. But yeah, this is looking good. Like I said, I watched a lot of the videos, so if you guys ever feeling froggy, go check them out because there's some really cool gameplay, and it looks like Valorant, but it's a little bit more, since it's 3 teams of 4, there's more kind of happening. Not only are you having to watch your back, you're having to watch your back, side, front, because you never know where you're going to get flanked from, where the defenders are going to be, where the other attacking team. It does add a whole new dynamic to it. So,
well, and it's one team that's like, all right, we got the mission. There's 2 people against us, 2 teams.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, alaraprime 2024 tac shooter to watch.